Decrepit multi-millionaire Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi.
What took so long? What took so long is because we could not get our Republican colleagues to crush the virus. I couldn't understand it. Why would they not want to invest in the science that has told us so importantly that it required testing, tracing, treatment, separation, sanitation, and the rest?
Creepy Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
We all know that President Trump has made the economy a mess by how he treated the pandemic. We all know that President Biden is entering his presidency in an economic deep hole caused by President Trump.
And their minions of anti-America media filth have persevered and bamboozled America into accepting the crumbs of a long and chaotically negotiated stimulus package benefiting everyone the world over, except the people paying for it.
I think as he leaves office, he will, I understand he wants to be remembered for advocating for big checks, but the danger is he'll be remembered for chaos and misery and erratic behavior if he allows this to expire.
He did tell us that he alone would fix the country's problems. What he didn't mention was that he would create many of those crises and then act like he solved them.
We have an extraordinary narcissist, pathologically narcissistic, in the White House. He said, well, yes, I know there were intense negotiations. You passed the $908 billion bill. It has extending unemployment, it has direct payments, it has this, that, and everything else. But you know what? I've now decided that I'm going to jump into the game, and I want $2,000. Well, I want $2,000. The American people want $2,000. They need it, given the economic crisis. So what we need to do is have the president sign that bill today, right now.
I think the fact that the president, as you said, deep sixed this bill and then went off to Mar-a-Lago to have his holiday when unemployment benefits ran out yesterday. And you look at what is in that bill on the COVID relief side, $400 million for food banks. How many times have we talked about the lines of Americans sitting in their cars, stretching miles, sometimes down highways?
I don't know what kind of game he's playing. I don't know what the Republicans are going to do. But, they're all frightened of him, and he's intimidated them. They don't have any guts. And so let's see if he's going to make them come up with support for the $2,000.
It was vetoed for nonsensical reasons, this whole Section 230, which has nothing to do with national defense or the NDAA. Somebody just got in the president's ear and convinced him.
Neglecting a United States rocked by COVID shutdowns and economic disaster, the career politicians broke the stalemate and put a gun to the head of the American taxpayer and their duly elected president.
The reason you get these massive bills is that Congress is supposed to break those down into 12 bills during the year, but they're lazy and they don't, so they throw it all together at one bill at the end of the year and essentially challenge any president to either sign it or shut the government down. But I think the president was sending the message that Congress is broken, and it is. I think a lot of us were relieved he did sign the bill because I don't think there was a plan if he didn't, but I don't think he's happy about it.
The Democrats pushed the stimulus into the Christmas season, knowing full well that President Trump would have no other option than to sign it or bear the brunt of carrying the burden of allowing 12 million Americans to lose their jobless benefits. Billions of foreign aid will now pour out of our tax dollars, filling the coffers of New World Order pet projects.
When was the last time you spoke with the president about this?
I don't speak to the president. Speak with his representative.
Why not call him and say, Mr. President, let's work out a deal. It's not going to be everything you want, not going to be everything I want, but there are so many Americans right now who are in desperate need. Let's make a deal.
What makes me amused, if it weren't so sad, is how you all think that you know more about the suffering of the American people than those of us who are elected by them to represent them at that table.
I implore you, my fellow Americans, to send your $600 check back to the pit of hell it came from. John Bowne reporting.
Mountain Patriot in Colorado. Thank you for holding.
How you doing, Alex?
Man, I'm just working as hard as I can. We're in such a critical time, brother. How are you?
I love you, man. I want to make a quick plug. That DNA Force, I love it. I've been using it quite a while, and I just looked at the ingredients again the other day, and I see that it contains quercetin, which, according to some published studies that Dr. Merkala has cited, is an ionophore similar to hydroxychloroquine, and it helps channel the zinc into the cells. So people might want to take a look at that.
All I know is with DNA Force, we went out and looked at these high-end products that they sell through doctor clinics that aren't prescription, but the doctors sell for like $300 a bottle, because there's a lot of expensive product in it, but it's really only costs them like $50. And so we basically cloned 2 different top brands together, and that's what produced this. So thanks for the plug.